Mm-hmm.
Says fight blood with blood. How come the government is so weak?
Because
one thing that I understand, a lot of them are, they're not believers.
right.
I understand that's one of the biggest reasons.
It's the only reason. It's the only reason. As far as the
It says so for like, I think it was Rashi said, I don't remember. It was a long time ago, I think one of the lectures did,
mm-hmm.
that it literally says you fight. If they attack you, you go in, you respond.
Yeah, if somebody comes to kill you, you kill them first. That's a law in the Torah.
This is happening in the nation.
But we're not doing that. We're waiting for them to kill us first, and then we're trying to respond, because we're not following Torah. If we follow Torah, there would not be any Palestinian people in Israel. There would not be any terrorists in Israel. There would not be any prison cells. They would all be dead. Because they're coming to kill us, we'd kill them first.
If God forbid something would happen in the U.S., the U.S. would go bomb them overnight.
Right, but it's different. The Am Yisrael has a different problem than the United States. Am Yisrael is specifically being punished for not following the Torah. And it says in Parashat Bechukotai, Im Bechukotai Telechu, if you go with my laws. Not if you go with some of my laws. Not if you go with whatever you like. Not if you go with the things that are popular. It says if you go with all of my laws, then he gives us a set of different blessings. And one of them is that we will beat all of our enemies. The enemies would be scared of us. They would be scared to even attack us. From the Kedusha that we would have, no one would dare even do a terrorist attack. No one would dare even touch you. No one would dare curse you. No one would dare speak bad about you. They would be scared of you without even knowing why. If we follow Hashem's laws. But if we don't follow Hashem's laws, unfortunately, there are 40 verses in this parasha of the levels of curses that we get, the levels of punishment that we get. And it says that one of the main things is that we will lose the battles against our enemies, even if our enemies are much smaller than us. So we're not talking about just losing against bigger enemies. If, let's say, for example, I don't know, China decided to one day wake up and attack Israel, losing to that naturally is not exactly far-fetched. They're much bigger. They have 1.5 billion people. We're not even a rounding error in comparison to them as far as population or army. But if a little Palestinian terrorist group is running the country right now, and some of them are actually even inside the government, that doesn't make any sense. This is exactly what the parasha says in both Parashat Bechukotai and Parashat Kitavo. It says, if we don't follow what Hashem says, He's going to send us as a punishment a nation without a name, which is exactly what the Palestinians are. A nation without a name, they're going to beat us.
Well, it's struggle. The word Philistine in Hebrew is struggle.
Okay.
So
Well, the Palestinian name was not even created by the Arabs. It was created by the English.
yeah.
But the thing is, though, is that the point is that we're not losing to the Palestinians. We're not losing to ISIS. We're not losing to Saudi Arabia. We're not losing to Iraq. We're not losing to any of those countries. We're losing to ourselves. We're losing to our connection with Hashem. The Gog Magog starts inside us. Now, if we do tshuva, we have nothing to worry about. If we help other people do tshuva, we have nothing to worry about. But as long as people are too scared to do tshuva because they're scared of people's opinions, they're scared of what everybody's going to think, they're scared of having a smaller bank account, they're scared of having a different house in a different community that's not as fancy, they're scared of all these material things, then also they're not going to be so surprised when they're left with nothing. You know, one of the things that the Gemara says is going to happen before the end of times is everyone is going to go broke. Ben David, the Mashiach, is not going to come until everyone is broke. Until everyone has no money. Why? Why no money? What does Hashem care about your money? He tells the prophet, Liya kesef v'liya zahav. Mine is the money, mine is the gold, or mine is the silver, mine is the gold. Hashem, Master of Legion, said, what does he care about our money? Why is he taking our money back? Why? It's his money? So first of all, he says, yes, it's my money. Second of all, I gave you the money so you can use it for Torah. Instead, you use it to buy a house. But not because you're going to have Shurei Torah in your house. You put it in the house, you can tell people you have a big house in a certain neighborhood. I gave you money so you could pay for yeshiva. Instead of paying for yeshiva, you send them to some small little Jewish school for $100 a month, but instead spend the other $900 a month on a Mercedes-Benz. So I see this a lot of times where people are not willing to get rid of their false god of money. They have a very, very hard time. They have no problem spending $500,000 on a house. They have no problem spending $100,000 on a car. They have no problem spending an enormous amount of money on all types of material things. But when it comes to Torah, it's expensive. You have something cheaper? I have a guy, says, he wanted to get mezuzah. I told him, listen, I don't know what kind of mezuzot are out there. I'm sure there's some cheaper, some more expensive. I usually deal with higher end mezuzot. Some of them can be a few $100s each. Low level mezuzah is like $100. I usually don't deal with them at all. I don't deal with mezuzot, on a regular basis anyway. But if I deal with something, usually I deal with things that are much, much higher level. Simply because I think that a mezuzah is really just a protection of your neshama, of your whole body, of all your kids, of everything you have. Why are you going cheap? You're not going to go cheap on a security guard. You're not going to get a little, if you already have enough money to pay for a security guard, you're not going to get the little guy that's like neche, that's crippled, and he has like a BB gun. You're going to get the guy that's 6'5" with the Uzi coming out of his ears. Why? Because if I'm already going to get a security guard, I'm going to get the best one. So why are you going for a $60 mezuzah? Why are you going for a $75 mezuzah? You already bought a house. You bought the house at $500,000. You bought the house $1 million. You're spending $100 to protect it? Shame on you. You're an idiot. So this is what a lot of people are doing. Why? Because mitzvot, they don't believe in so much. So a guy told me, I want mezuzah. I told him, listen, high-end mezuzah is at least a couple $100, maybe $350. But if he doesn't have the money, I'll get you a low-level mezuzah, $100. And he says to me, no, it's too much. I'm gonna get something on Amazon. It's $12. I'm going to get a mezuzah from Amazon.com for $12. That's not a mezuzah, my friend. That's just somebody printed on a piece of paper and they put in a piece of plastic. That's not a mezuzah. That's not a kosher mezuzah. Your house is $500,000. You're going to spend $12. So as long as we're so connected to our false gods, we haven't done tshuva yet. We can't ask HaShem for anything. We don't have a right. We don't have a right to ask HaShem for anything until we leave the false gods. We have false gods. Some people have Christianity as false god. Some people have their job as their false god. But most people have money as their false god. This is a very, very serious issue. People are just not willing to do it. I saw one person who says they're a student of mine. And for a while, student, I don't know, for almost 2 years. Student for 2 years. Now, I don't go raise money. I don't ask people for money. You guys have been my students for a while. I don't think I've ever asked anybody for money. Not here and not in my life in general. Just don't do it. People want to donate. They donate. They don't want to donate. Don't donate. It's your business. But anyway, the student of mine for a couple of years, they tell me I changed their life. I changed their marriage. I changed all that. Okay, great. I did all these great things. The Torah did all of it, not me. But anyway, they give me the credit for all these things that they say I did. And... but they never sent $1. Nothing. They never sent anything. So one day, I don't know, maybe it was like a month or two ago, I said that we're having a special where we're giving out free CDs, 5,000 CDs for free. Because I want to send out the CDs. Somebody sponsored some CDs. I wanted to get people to give out the CDs. They're not doing anything. Nobody's doing tshuva if they're sitting in the garage. They're doing tshuva if people are getting them. So anyway, this one person that always claimed that they never had money, that's why they can't donate. One of the first people that jumped up and said, yeah, give me. I need the CDs. I want to give them out. I've been waiting for a while to give them out. Okay, no problem. Glad to give you the CDs, the Zikuya Rabin. That's the point. No problem. I'm excited to do it. That was the point. Why am I telling you this story? Because not a week passed by after I gave the free CDs, sent the CDs, cost of shipping, cost of CDs, all that stuff free. No problem. Not a week passes by, I see this person posting on the internet the brand new Mercedes-Benz they just bought for $95,000. Now you tell me, is that chutzpah or is it just me? Is that somebody that has a right to ask Hashem for anything? You're saying you're my student, don't be my student. If this is what you learn from me, don't learn from me anymore. Learn from somebody else. You understand what I'm saying? Once we leave our false gods, then we can start talking. Until we don't leave our false gods, we have nothing. And it says here in the prophet Isaiah says, "B'piu b'sfatav kibduni u'b'libor yichak mimeni." Hashem says as much that with their mouths and with their lips they honor me, but their hearts are far away from me. You say, they talk, people, oh, it's tzaddik, chazaku baruch, wow, changed my life, did this, wow, 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 wow. Words. People say a lot of words. Inside, nothing. Babkis, empty. Nothing. Nothing. You understand? This is happening. This is not a unique story to me. This is just in general. Just general. Why? Because people love their money too much. This is no different in Israel. It's no different in America. It's no different in Europe. It's no different anywhere. Why? We're connected, mamash, we're connected spiritually to our money. We're connected spiritually to all the material of this world. And until we start getting away from this world and start planning the next world, we have a hard time. We have a hard time to connect to Hashem. It's very hard. And that's the part that people are having a hard time with. They have a hard time with connecting to Hashem really, and they never really understand why. They never understand why. He goes, no, but I gave tzedakah. To who? Who would you give tzedakah to? I donated $500 on Yom Kippur. I donated $5,000 on Yom Kippur. A lot of people give aliyot. They go aliyot in the Yom Kippur or Shana. Oh yeah, I donated $15,000 Yom Kippur for aliyah for parnasah. Okay, but you got all the reward for it. He goes, no, what reward I get? Same thing. I'm like, what do you mean? Everybody saw you donated $15,000. Everybody gave you kavod because you donated $15,000, right? That's 99% of your reward. When you get to Olam Haba and you see the little bit that you have left from this reward, you're going to curse the day you were born. Why? Because you donated in befaresia, in public. You got all the honor from everybody. That's it. Instead of donating anonymously, you donated in public. Why? Because you wanted the kavod. You wanted everybody to know you're a big tzaddik. You're donating in public. You put the name on of the shul, changed to your name. So everybody knows you donated the entrance. Everybody knows you donated the light bulb. Everybody knows you donated all these things. People like to put their name on things. It's fine. Problem is that you're wasting your reward. You're wasting it. Why are they? So in essence, it's not tzedakah. It's a purchase. You're buying a light bulb so people know you bought a light bulb. You're making it's an advertising. And the reason for all of this is because people are very, very connected to their false god of money. So in Eretz Yisrael, they're very connected to material. They're very connected to a lot of things that are against God. So Hashem is telling them, Liya kesef v'liya zav, mine is the money, mine is the gold. And just so you know, that before Mashiach comes, I'm going to make sure that you're not going to have any of the things that you're relying on. So that money that you relied on, that $1 million building you were invested in, or the $1 million house, or the $1 billion business you sold, or the bank account, or whatever you had, I'm going to turn it all to zero. All of it's going to be worth zero, whether it's in dollars or it's in bitcoins. You know, a lot of people like to invest in bitcoins. They think it's the next thing. A lot of people made a lot of money in a lot of things and then lost it. A lot of people made a lot of money in history. It doesn't mean anything. What do they have in Olam Haba? Money doesn't mean anything. I'm telling you from experience. It means absolutely nothing. It's a tool. It's absolutely a tool. Did you ever get excited about getting a hammer? Hammer from Home Depot. Did you ever get excited? Wow, I have a hammer. Is it yofi? Yeah, I have the hammer. Woo! Can I borrow the hammer? No, come on. It's my hammer. Why am I going to give you the hammer? You ever have a problem giving somebody a hammer? Somebody asks you for a hammer. What are you going to do? Chavod. Here's the hammer. Return it whenever you want. You didn't even tell them when to return it. Return it whenever you want. That's money. Money is the same thing as hammer. Same thing. When we get to a point of realizing it's the same, money is a tool, just like a hammer is a tool, we have a chance. But until we do, we still have a lot of work to do. People value money like it's mamash, unbelievable. They worship it, they cry for it. But nobody ever cried for a hammer. Nobody ever cried for a hammer. Nobody ever had a hard time giving a hammer out. Giving money, they have a hard time. But they're both tools. They're both tools. Hashem can take them, Hashem can give them. As long as we think the hammer is different than money, we are misunderstanding what money is. And as long as we're misunderstanding what money is, we have a problem. So we have to work on it. I'm not saying we have to be homeless in the streets. I'm not saying we have to live on carobs, like Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, inside a cave. What I am saying is that we have to separate ourselves from false gods. Because the first commandment in the Torah says, I am God. It's the first commandment. First one. I'm God. That's it. There's nobody else. No, don't cheat on me. One God. That's it. I took you out of Egypt. I saved you. I created. I'm everything. As soon as we stop worshiping money, we have a chance. We have a chance. But that's the thing. So Hashem says, since many of you are not going to succeed on your own, to leave money alone, to stop worshiping it, I'll take it from you. So then you'll have nothing to worship but me. So that's when Mashiach is going to come, when everybody's broke, when all the bitcoins and the sitcoins and this coin and that coin, and the digital one and the physical one, and the money that's real and the money that's not real. And if anyone even knew anything about the M2 supply, the M1 supply, the M3 supply, all the money supplies that the Fed has, the Treasury has, they'd realize that even money, even the dollar bill, is also like a bitcoin. If you knew the supply of money, I learned a little bit about this in the business world, since I was in the money business, and wrote a few articles about it. So I could tell you that Bitcoin and dollars, same thing. They're both digital. They're both digital. So people are investing so much into digital, very little into Olam Haba. In the computer, as soon as the Fed wants another 5 billion, 5 billion. 10 billion, 10 billion. Whatever you want. Whatever you want, we can just type it. It's just like, it's as simple as writing an email. Whatever you want. Why are you investing so much into that? It's better to invest in the hammer. At least the hammer you have in your hand. You understand? That's why it's easy. Once you understand Kedusha, and you even understand a little bit more about money itself, you realize Zeh keneged zeh, you can't compare the two. This is tool that can break or is useless. This is Kedusha Olam Haba. Sure, a lot of people are all about money.
And I said it's important, but you gotta balance. He's like, no, you're crazy. You're being brainwashed.
Until people get tested, they'll continue being like that. But the key is to be the light in darkness. Be light. A lot of people have a lot of darkness. They have no idea why they're even alive.